Everyone, today we will be discussing about interfacing of display devices with 8085 microprocessor using 8255 PPI, named as PPI device, that is Programmable Peripheral Interface Device. So before starting into the technical details and architectural details of 8255 and how it can be configured, how it can be interfaced with 8085, first we need to know that when any peripheral device, so peripheral device can be an input device or it can be output device which is to be interfaced with any microprocessor. It can be 8085, it can be any other processor. So today we will be discussing about, I'll be discussing about 8085 microprocessor and its interfacing with display device using 8255 PPI. Now why 8255 PPI? 8255 is the name of the peripheral IC, peripheral device. It is also 40-pin chip. Now if I just zoom in the view of architectural block diagram of 8255, we can see it can be divided into three parts precisely. One is data bus buffer, so which is connected with the data bus of microprocessor, that is D0 to D7. So it has got a 8-bit data bus. The control logic unit, so under control logic there will be read bar, write bar, and this A0 and A1, these are the two address lines of the microprocessor or microcontroller with whom it is to be interfaced. For this case, it is the A0 and A1 address line of 8085 microprocessor, and also it is an active low device. So if it is interfaced in IO interfacing mode, as we know, every device can be interfaced in two modes. One is memory mapped IO, another is IO mapped IO. So mostly we use IO mapped IO, and in that case we need this chip select signal. And what is now what we are left with? There are the ports. That means port A, it has got 3 ports and each port has 8 data lines. So port A starting from PA0 to PA7, port C and port B. Port B is again PB0 to PB7, and here we can see port C is divided into 2 parts, that is PC0 to PC3, that is port C lower, and PC4 to PC7, that is the upper nibble, port C upper, right? So we can see beside of each port it is written I/O. As we know, for digital device or digital port data line, it can be configured as input or output. So why it is called programmable peripheral device? That means depending upon our requirement, depending upon the requirement of user, each port can be configured as either input port or output port by writing down some particular format, some particular register content. By defining some register content, we can define whether it is a input port or it is a output port for 8255 peripheral. So that's why it is named programmable peripheral interface. And why interface? Because when microprocessor performs some data transfer with some input device or some output device, that means it establishes some connection with any input or output device. So in intermediate stage it needs some other ICs. Like for interfacing any input device, it requires buffer IC, and interfacing any output device, it needs /IC. So what happens? Program for interfacing of such devices, circuit complexity increases. But if we use 8255 beside of that latch IC or some buffer IC with a single IC 8255, depending upon the requirement of user or programmer. It can be configured easily either as input port or as input port or as output port, so that it can be used like latch, like buffer, depending upon requirement. So that's why it is called programmable peripheral interface. So this is the architecture of basic architectural block diagram of 8255. Now if I just explain this is general block diagram, considering that 8085 based system has been interfaced with output device through 8255. So D0 to D7 data bus should be connected to the 8255 IC. A0 and A1, these two lines, again it is connected with 8085 chip select, and control signal is required here only write bar, because this is an output device, and in case of an output device, microprocessor will send some data out to the device. That means it will write down some data to the device, so write bar signal is required here. Okay, and this reset bar RST 5.5, this is the interrupt of 8085 microprocessor, and this particular 8255 IC has got this peripheral has got different modes of operation. We will see that later on. For each mode provides us with some special functions. So for them we need some acknowledgement signal and interrupt signal. So these are defined for that. So now for simplicity, we will just keep these three things in mind, that data bus will be connected to the 8255, A0, A1, these two are required, these two lines, address lines are required for address selection of particular port. We will see that just now. And some control signal should be given to the 8255 peripheral for performing any data transfer operation with external device, either an input device or an output device. Okay, now here just we can see A0 and A1, there are 2 bits, so it can give us 4 different binary combinations, 00, 01, 10 and 11, and correspondingly they provides us the address of port A, port B, port C and CWR. Now this CWR stands for control word register, and this is a particular register which is used to configure the 8255 peripheral IC and 8 different ports to configure as input port or output port. And for every case we can see that chip select CS bar, it is active low signal, so obviously it should be kept low, otherwise it won't be activated. And when it is 1, that time no selection, that means that time no data transfer operation will happen. Okay, so this is all about how we can select the port addresses. Now we will see 8255 control word register. It is a 8-bit register, and we know that it has got 8-bit data bus, so it can handle only 8-bit data. So this is a 8-bit register. Now starting from MSB to LSB, we will see how the CWR register, this CWR register is used to configure 8255 for a particular mode. Now D7 stands for mode selection. 8255 can be operated in 2 modes. One is input output mode, another is bit set reset mode. So input output mode is one mode of operation, and bit set reset mode is another mode of operation where bit wise operation can take place. So if it's a 1, this bit is 1, it's a IO mode. If it's 0, it's a bit set reset mode. Now if it is a IO mode, now IO mode has got 3 different operation: mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. So if it's a 0 0 D6 and D5, if this is 0 0, it's a mode 0. If it's a 0 1, then mode 1. If it's 1 0, then mode 2. Okay, and if it's 1 1, then no operation will take place. Again, now I'll come to D4. So if this is for defining port A, if it's 1, then it will be treated as input port. If it's 0, then port A will be treated as output port. Again, D3. Now, as I said earlier before, and we have seen the architecture part, that port C is divided into two parts, port C upper and port C lower. So you can use total port C as a 8-bit port, or you can use the upper part or lower part. That flexibility is available with us. So that's why two different bits will be used here to configure port C upper and port C lower respectively. So D3 is for port C and D0 is for port C lower. So for every port configuration, if it's 1, then it will be treated as input port, and if it's 0, then it will be treated as output port. Now I will come to D2 bit. Again, D2 bit has to be configured along with D6 and D5 for particular mode selection. So if it's 0, then it's mode 0, and if it's 1, then mode 1. Again, D1 is for port B. It will act as similar as the other ports we have seen for port A and port C upper, and D0 is the port C lower. So this is precisely control word register format. So first of all, before writing down any code or anything, first we need to configure this control word register. Next part, I will come to one example, that is how this CWR register content can be defined. So here one example is given where port A is to be treated as input port, port B is to be treated as output port, port C lower is to be treated as output port, and port C upper is to be treated as input port. If no other specification is given, we will be considering this as a mode 0 for every case, right? Now from the problem itself we can see this is not a bit set reset mode, this is a input output mode. So that's why D7 bit will be 1. Now because this is a mode 0 operation, it will be 0 0, because mode 1 and mode 2 operation has got some other additional information. We will see that in later example. Next is port A configuration. See, it is 1 for port A because it's an input port. Again, port C upper is a input port, so it is 1. Next is the D2 bit, so it is for mode 0 selection, so it is 0. Port B is output port, so D1 bit is 0, and port C lower is output port, so it is again 0. So the equivalent binary representation of this CWR register content is 98 hex. And what it is written in the statement, that assume address of the control word register of 8255 as 83 hex. That means CWR register has got the address 83 hex, and at this 83 hex address, this 98 hex data is to be written by microprocessor. So this 2 line of code is written for this function MVI A, 98 hex. So accumulator of microprocessor is loaded with the CWR register content. Next is out 83 hex, and what is the function of out instruction? It will send the data of accumulator to the particular port address mentioned in the instruction itself. So after the execution of first line, 98 hex is loaded into the accumulator, and now that 98 hex, that CWR register content, is to be written at 83 hex address, which is the address of the CWR register. So this is just one representation is given. We can see that the register is holding the data 98 hex, and its address is 83 hex, right? So one more example is given where in similar way some specification is given for input port and output port. Again, it's a input output mode of operation that is very much evident from the given problem statement. Now we can see some additional information is given here, that means without handshaking, that means handshaking is needed in mode 1. So when you will go through the other details part, mode operation part, there you will get to see the extra additional information is required for mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2 selection. So this is mode 1 of operation. So here D5 and D6 bit will be 0, 1, right? And rest of the part will be configured accordingly. Only just look into the D2 bit, it's 1 because for mode 1 it's 1. So the equivalent content is AE hex and that data is to be written as at 23 hex. So for this particular problem, 23 hex is the address of 8255 and AE is the data.